coach. Life coaching, basketball coaching,
Period.
sports. I was introduced. I always wanted to be a coach, to be honest. I was playing basketball at the Boys and Girls Club, and it was my last season there because I was turning 18, right? And then I transitioned into becoming a coach. So my first team that I was coaching, man, they were ages between, I think, 12 to 17, dealing with different personalities. But I came introduced because of that. I saw that opportunity. I had fun. Now, did we win? No, we were horrible, right? Because the coach, right? Because the coach had to learn.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. Didn't know the process of it. But the 40-year-old me now, if I'm coaching, which I am now, my wife got me involved, which is pretty cool. But the 40-year-old me coaching now is a lot different than me being 18, 19, because I'm looking towards the future. 19, I wasn't looking towards the future. I was looking at the present moment. The present is, well, you guys need to focus on this. You need to focus on the present and not the outcome for the future. So I wasn't preparing them to play that game. I was just preparing them to just look at things as they were. So I give you an example. So there was a young man, I believe last Monday, my wife was teaching him defensive drills, slide, back pedal, get in your defensive stance and just slide, and then you back pedal. Well, there was a young man who couldn't do it. He would slide, but his back pedal, he would turn around and then run towards me. I go, why'd you back pedal? And then, he felt ashamed not to say it. So I says, well, follow me. Took him out the line. I said, you're going to play defense on me. So follow me. Slide, I'm dribbling, slide. And then now it says, watch this. I'm going to come towards you. What are you going to do? He said, I should back up. So I went towards him, and he began to backpedal naturally. It looked really good. I said, this is why we do it. He goes, oh, the light bulb just clicked. Then he went back in the drill, and he was the best one doing the backpedal. Why? Because I got him to look at the future of why we need to do this drill. So good coaches focus on the why, right? They focus on the why, the how, the when, all those things. They're not looking at the past or the present. So, yeah.
They're leading you.
Yeah.
All right. So would you say this guy, because we get into the why do I need a life coach, was he stuck in his mindset at that point?
Yes, he was. Yes, very.
He didn't think he could do it.
Didn't think.
I mean, he literally started running towards you. So one of the purposes then for why we need a coach, let's just, your story right now, you were saying that when you're younger, you wanted to coach.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got older, you see it differently. Coaching helped you see it differently.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Helped you not be stuck. Got your feet out of the mud, so to speak. I mean, have y'all ever, like, walked in mud and you can't move?
Oh, yeah.
Your shoe gets stuck in the mud. And then you really don't want to move because your sock, you don't want that to get dirty.
Yeah.
You need help. Right? Hey, can somebody come and help me?
Right. Get unstuck.
Get unstuck. Terrance, I hear that more than anything. I'm stuck. Man, I don't know what to do. The guy you were coaching, he was ashamed to even say why he couldn't, or why he didn't think he could do it. He felt like he was stuck.
Sure
right?
did.
And one of the things that coaches do is they, again, Terrance had talked about the gap, because he had a mental gap.
Right.
He could do it. It wasn't physically impossible, but in his mind it was.
Right.
So you showed him, you demonstrated, and then he naturally did what was already in him.
Man, look good too. Look like you've been doing it for years.
End up better than everybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
And so unlocking potential is another reason, right? Sometimes somebody sees it and we don't.
Yeah.
You know, hey, John, I think you'd make a great pilot. Man, I don't even like planes. But they see that I do.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid of heights or claustrophobic or whatever.
Or failure.
Afraid of failure. I've got 300 people in the plan. I want them to die. You know, but somebody goes, man, I've seen you, man. How you talk about his planes? You look at him, you study him, you talk about flight all the time. And John, you ever thought about being a pilot? I think you'll be good at it. Maybe I'm afraid to try.
Yeah.
Give it a shot, John. Well, how do I go about doing that? X, Y, Z.
Yep.
You know, I'm not plugging us, by the way. I'm just.
Yes, he is. Yeah, but the benefits. Well, I'm jumping ahead, but
Go ahead.
let's go to this. So, why do I need a life coach, John? So, Terrance J, 39. I feel stuck in coaching. So, why do I need a coach to help me get or to become a life coach or some professional coach?
So your question is you as a coach, or just why do you in general?
Yeah, why do I need a life coach? Because right now, let's just say, for an example, I am a 39-year-old who is stuck on becoming a coach.
Gotcha.
But why do I need a life coach?
Well, this is like the obvious one. We talked about being stuck. Somebody has already done it. And this is actually what was told to us in our journey.
Yeah.
Like, you guys can be successful at what you're doing. It's going to take you 3 to 5 years.
Right.
Or you can have a coach walk you through the process, somebody that's already done it, that kind of sees the future, knows where to go, and you can decrease that time tremendously, and your learning curve, was it lessons or steep? You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Both in actuality, yeah.
So you will have a struggle normally without a coach because you don't know what to do.
Right.
And coaches actually help you achieve your goals. Again, if just using sports, a lot of times the coaches have already played ball.
Correct.
You know, some of them might have been good, some of them might not, but they do know the game. And usually coaches can map it out in their mind strategically.
Right.
Whereas players sometimes can't. They can see what the player can't.
Right.
He's in the game, the coach is sitting on the sideline, right?
Yep.
So as Terrance is needing this coach, because of where he's at, he's trying to become a good one. On top of that, he hires a life coach to walk him through the process of being unstuck, of getting through the struggles of maintaining your focus, and then also having an accountability partner.
Oh, yes. That's a big one, man.
Now, folks, let me say this. Again, we're teaching you how to coach yourself. Coaching yourself means you reach out, right? That means you see something wrong, you go get help. Hey, John, I just keep spending all my money, man. I need somebody to hold me accountable. John, I don't know how to put a budget together.
Right.
Can you help me do that? John, my family situation is not the best. Can you walk me through that process? And so, and there are many types of different coaches, folks. And then you deal with transitions.
Yes, that's the one that I was looking at there. It's a big one.
That's a big one.
Because we all transition. We all go through these life changes. I mean, life just happens, and it continues to happen, and it continues to happen. And a lot of times we're not prepared for it. But if you find someone who's been through life and who understands patterns, who understands, these transitions, like I do, like I'm just, you do as well. Like we can have conversations with different people, man, and we'll notice things that they say, and it's just like, wait a minute, you said that happened to you before. So when did it happen? When did you notice these changes? I never noticed them. Like, how come you not notice them? You just said it. You just told me.
Yeah.
Well, because these transitions, a lot of people are blind to them because they're focused on the present, or they're whatever it is that has their focused. So coaches actually help you look at these shifts in career and relationships and whatever it is. That's what just coaches just point out. Just like what you brought out with sports. I mean, you need to know, a coach needs to know when a defense or an offense transition to a new set.
That's right. That's right.
If you don't, that's why you're getting burnt up on the back door. It's just like, oh, they hit him with another back door. Oh, these back doors. Somebody has to call a timeout and make an adjustment.
Yeah.
And that's what coaches do. But who has to call a timeout? You.
The player has to call a timeout.
You have to call a timeout.
That's right.
You have to call a timeout and say, you know what? I think I need to get some advice from a coach or a mentor or somebody to help me along that way.
So it's a partnership.
Yes, it is.
I met a young lady 3-4 weeks ago. Just met her. She graduated from college. I said, what are you planning on doing? She said, because of the school, she actually switched majors, and she felt the school didn't prepare her properly with what she had graduated with.
Wow.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. So I naturally went into coach mode. I said, well, what do you want to do in life? Where do you want to go? See, we're looking at the future.
Yep.
What skills do you have that you can use now to get you to your goal?
That's it.
Right? And that's one of the things that coaches do is we point out skill sets. We help you to strengthen your skill set.
Sure do.
Right? So you maybe let's just use carpentry. And that's one of my things I want to do, folks, carpentry.
Oh, yeah.
I love cutting wood. I just like
lumberjack,
the smell of wood, man.
Lumberjack.
I love chopping wood,
burning wood,
throwing wood, burning wood. I don't know nothing about carpentry, though. So if I want to build a barn, which I did, I have to get help on learn how to cut, nail, screw stuff in,
right,
make the foundation square, right? Or it's going to look crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to leak. That was actually, I was praying. Please, Lord, I don't want water coming in. All of it can be bad, but let the water. And so.
No water, right? No water coming in?
Yeah, no, it's dry as a bone.
Good.
Dry as a bone. So my skill set got developed. I actually got help. My son helped me.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and we got, I'm going to end up building a bigger one. But that was the time, just using an example of the young lady to show how we start keying in on specific things. And as folks say, yes, no, I do this, I don't do this, I don't think I can do that, I never thought about that. Right. Those are keys to start opening up the future through coaching.
Man, when we hired our life coach, or our business coach, our branding coach, we had to rebrand and make a shift. I know you guys heard it a couple episodes, but that's what that was. Like, I think during the initial stages or the consultation, he did mention, like, you can hire anybody else you want, but this is why you should hire me.
Yeah.
And why did he say? What did he say?
Well, I brought it out earlier. One of the points, anyway, was that he's walked that path already.
Yeah. He's walked the path. So that's the thing which we miss, because we do not, a lot of us just don't want to take advice from people who already walked the path. Like what you said, on the episode, is that if we are parents, brand new parents, why can't we go and get advice from old parents? Not just yours, but any parents. You know how many parents out here? You never walked the path of parenthood before.
Billions.
Yeah, billions. But a lot of us don't do that.
Yes.
We end up going in an industry, or we end up going in a relationship or a field blind. And when these changes or these transitions happen, then we get stuck. There's a reason why your marriage is failing. It's not just because of you. It's because you haven't hired a marriage coach. A coach to look at the gaps and the transitions in marriage. There are a lot of transitions in marriage.
There's a lot of them.
Look, there's a lot. But stop being stubborn, stuck, fearful, or whatever it is that might be, and just hire you a coach in that area.
Let me jump on that one. I'm going to ride this horse because it takes humility.
Oh, yeah.
You are willfully saying, I'm opening myself up, because the questions you're going to get asked, some of them will probe.
Yeah.
By necessity. It's like you go to a doctor, John. Matter of fact, Last time I went to the doctor, nurse took my blood pressure. Blood pressure was high. Mm-hmm. She said, "Were you eating salty snacks last night?" I said, "Yes, I was." Because normally my blood pressure is great.
Yeah, in the morning, right.
But she knew, she's like, something wrong. You must have been eating something.
Yeah.
And, coaches don't dig like in personal life. They don't go, well, when was the last time you slept with your wife? That ain't none of our business.
No, they shouldn't go that far.
Right. That's a counselor. That's a therapist.
Right.
If you need it, But there are probing questions to unlock potential to get you to your goal, to see maybe if there's some limiting beliefs that might need to be addressed and overcome. Mm-hmm. And that means I have to be willing as the coachee, as the person that's trying to get to the goal, to open myself up some, to have humility, to not be stubborn.
Right.
Because you want to get to the other side of the bridge, folks. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, there's that old, what is the Billy Ghost Gruff? Yeah. The little trolls down there eating the kids.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
They get on the goat to get to the other side of the bridge. Yep. Yeah, this is, it's fables, but this is a way of looking at it. Like, we're the goat, not the greatest of all time.
Right.
We're the help to get you to that potential. And at any point in the sessions, if you feel like something ain't going right, you can always bring it up.
Correct.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, how about the benefits, Terrance?
Yes.
You can ready to go there?
Yep. How do I benefit from hiring a life coach?
How do you benefit from hiring? All right. So, if you're on a, let's say you're on a trail, right? Mm-hmm. And you're at the back of the line. And just something seems off to you. You can't see ahead of you. You expect the guy in the front to be able to see, right?
Most definitely.
Right? If he can't, I literally rode a horse one time that was blind in his left eye. He caused me problems the whole day.
Dang.
He tried to get me off of it. He's going up against trees and all this stuff, man. A coach is the guy that can see. He's bringing you clarity and vision. He's actually helping you. You almost might call him, if you're in the spiritual stuff, like a prophet, a seer. Not to that level, folks. God ain't giving him visions and dreams about you.
I like that. A seer, yeah.
But he's a seer for the goal that you're trying to get to. The coach doesn't even have to be the expert in that goal, in that discipline.
Right.
Remember, he's pointing out the gaps, walking through the blind spots, going across the bridge with you. And he sees, there's a pitfall right there. Have you thought about how to get over that pitfall?
Right.
There's the bridge is out. Have you thought about maybe getting on another bridge? Let's bring it practical. It looks like you've been doing this with your family for 10 years. Have you thought about maybe trying something different? Right. Have you thought about getting some help? So clarity and vision is one thing that a benefit from a coach ends up being.
Right. And then I like the accountability, right? You brought that out earlier. Now, they keep you tracked or keep you on track and motivated. I said, man, I go back to our coach, man. He accountability, man. That's where he hit hard. Like his brother was accountable. He played no games.
That's right.
It was like, did you get the homework done?
Yeah.
Like, man, hold on, you my teacher? Like, what are you? Am you grading me? Yes, I am. But again, I need you to do this homework. Because isn't this what you said?
Yes.
He said, you said you want to get to this amount a month. He says, now this will actually help you put you on track to do that if you create this habit. So I need you to at least dedicate 1 hour.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
No excuses.
Yeah. I was like, man, this brother's my daddy or something, But I felt good because I had someone to motivate me and push me. Give me that extra push that I need.
Because it wasn't just accountability in the sense that we think about accountability.
Yeah.
It was true celebration.
Yes.
Which is also accountability. If you do it, hey, yeah, great job, man. And you start out, what wins did you get this week?
Yes.
Hey, how did that go?
That's how he shifted from me to you. Because when you got the homework done, he was like, yeah, great job, John. Great job.
Until I did that flyer.
Yeah.
I like that, John, but that needs to go.
But he made that transition after that because he was like, all right, John, then what other wins did you get?
Yeah.
I said, what about me? Man, you made me feel left out. Because I didn't do the homework.
Yeah.
But I started doing them, and he was giving me that. Great job, Terrance. Great job, man. What else wins did you get? I said, okay, this is all this is? I'm doing the homework again.
Yeah.
Why? Because you need that reassurance. We like to celebrate, man, naturally.
Absolutely.
And then so that little small celebration, it done something from a dopamine, it done something for everything.
Yes.
To now, to the point, this is actually embedded in me. I wake up and I dedicate at least an hour to 2 hours towards my business, towards the business.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Imagine if we parented like that.
Mm.
Imagine if the relationships we had went like that.
Yeah.
When we coach, we celebrated. Good job.
Yeah.
That dinner was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, you burnt the beans that day. You know, I mean, so coaching is very positive. It's accountable, but it is positive.
Yes.
You know, you're moving towards a goal. And then faster growth, man. We kind of talked about that earlier.
Yep.
But when you're walking with somebody, if you just think practically about that, like in real life, you can walk, like if you're jogging and somebody else is jogging with you, there's like a natural competition inside.
It is. It is.
So you don't want to lag back and your friend is
2 miles ahead of you.
Yeah. So just by inherently being inhuman, the natural competitiveness we have, we move faster when we're walking together. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what coaches do. They help you move faster. You really don't want to disappoint. You got, let's say you set up your coaching sessions once a week, and the coach says, okay, we're going to go through this, that, and that.
Right.
And he's writing down what you have agreed to do. He didn't tell you to do it. This is what you've come up with.
Right.
And he's helping you along with that. And so you want to, by next Friday, have that done.
Man.
You know, you don't want to go, oh, man, nah.
Yeah, I told you.
I didn't get that done, man.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I told you. That's me. But it also benefits, and the benefits from hiring a coach is you improve confidence. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty. It's like you build this self-belief that you can achieve goals and that you can accomplish goals just by setting up these little small action plans. I know he asked us, he said, so what do you want to accomplish? He didn't create the plan for us. There was no business plan for us to be mapped out by him. He didn't have a blueprint. We did.
Right.
Because he asked us, what do you guys want to work on this week? What do you think you should work on? Oh, man, I think we should work on the flyers. I think we should work on this. Okay. Well, how many do you want done? Oh, that's a great question. Let's do about 2. All right, that's great. You start off with 2. I'm glad you didn't say 5 or 10. 2 is good. So who's going to do them? See, now those questions become like, okay, who's going to do them? Me? You?
Yeah.
Now here comes the accountability. When's the date? Do you want to have them done Wednesday or Thursday? Do you want me to call? Do you need some extra motivation throughout the week? Mm-hmm. So through all of that, when John and I got something done, our confidence went through the roof.
Yeah. You didn't realize you could do it.
Yeah.
Till your feet are kind of held to the fire and you got somebody coaching you through it.
Yeah, especially what we have going on. You have a full-time job. You are a full-time husband, a father. Same thing with me. We have a lot going on outside of our business and outside of work, vice versa. So we have to juggle these things. But when we found out that we can get these things done with our limited time, oh man, I can't wait to get rid of this 9 to 5.
Would you say you got rid of some limited beliefs?
Most definitely. I believe that I didn't have time to get things done because of the positions or the roles that I'm in.
And that just ain't true.
I know it's not.
I mean, if you think through the day of scrolling through Instagram or YouTube, pick your favorite social media app.
Right.
Or just chilling, playing a video game, doing nothing, and you tell somebody, well, I don't have time to do that. That's actually not true. And the coach was like, Terrance, give me an hour, man.
Wow. Man.
And he didn't say an hour a day. He said an hour a week.
An hour a week.
So you break that down between days, let's just say work days, that's what, 12 minutes a day. Mm-hmm. You spend 12 minutes just walking to the car and getting your stuff in. And, you know, when you think about what you can do now, too, with technology and all that, mm-hmm. driving to work, you can listen to things that's helping you.
That's right.
You can even record yourself with all these social media apps. People are recording themselves to upload on social media.
Yeah.
So those are limiting beliefs that were thrown out that we now see changes in our own personal life because of what the coaching did for us.
That's amazing. You're right. His personal life is, I think, what is it? My inner warrior, right? That's just
your inner warrior.
He brought that out. It's just unlocked, and I'm like, my wife's like, you going crazy right now. But it's a blessing. All right. So when should I hire a life coach, John?
Let me go personal here. I know we've got some things we're gonna go through, but I personally saw the need when the task was too great for me.
Like what do you mean?
Like I see all that I need to do, all that I want to accomplish, you know, especially at this stage of my life. Okay. And I'm like, imagine if you want to lift like 200 pounds and you can't do it. It's just too much for you.
Yeah.
But then somebody comes and spots you.
Right. That's different.
And then you could go get it.
Right.
And that's where I personally saw the need. I was like, I got to talk to somebody. You know, I actually did that prior to our business coach when my brother died. Mm-hmm. I'm the type of guy, I'm just going to shoulder this thing up. I'm going to weather through it. And then I just started bursting out crying one day and just got really frustrated. And I was like, I can't handle this. I need something. I need some help. I need somebody to walk me through this.
So you had to call a timeout.
I had to go beep.
Yeah.
And call that timeout on myself.
Yeah.
And go, all right, I need to look around and get some help. And so it was the same thing with the coaching, with our business coach. I had to go, okay. And that's when I brought him to you. It's like, hey, let's talk with this guy and see what's going on.
Oh, most definitely. When I talked to him, I was like, yep, I didn't even know we needed timeout. Right. So I didn't even know, man. So we moving, this play, but we was getting our butt kicked. Didn't know it.
Yeah.
Down by 100.
Right. Y'all can catch up.
Thinking we winning, right. Yeah. But yeah, man. But yeah, when he called that timeout, man, I was like, you know what? And then it started to make sense, man, because the plays that he had as far as like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything for you guys, but I want you guys to come up with these plans, and I'm just here to hold you accountable. And I go, man, we wasn't having no game plan. That's what it was.
Right.
We just playing the game with no game plan.
Yeah.
And that's why we down by 100.
Right.
But now we tied up right now.
And he could see.
Yeah.
He had the clarity of vision like we mentioned earlier.
Correct.
Or he even told us, man, you guys are going to be successful because y'all are ahead of where I was at this time in my journey.
Yeah. So we were facing crossroads in the business. So that's when we decided to hire that coach for our business.
Yep.
And then now when you're ready to invest in time and self-improvement. So some people, as far as investing time, I'm going to give you some examples of that. All right. So time is a commodity that is rare to some people, but to some people, that's all they got is time. Mm-hmm. So it depends on what side of the spectrum you're on. If you're on the spectrum of I don't have any time, then that's when you should hire a coach. That's when you should consider it, because you need time for whatever it is that you want or need to do in life. You need time. You need to make time for your family.
Right.
If you're always saying I don't have time to spend with my family, then that's a problem. But you should learn how to do that. And the same thing on the other side of the spectrum. Well, you got too much time. I got too much time. Again, that's a problem, because now you're getting into trouble.
Right. Don't know what to do with your time.
You don't know what to do with your time. You scrolling away, social media, you cheating on your spouse, whatever. Whatever, okay? You at the bars, you gambling, you don't know what to do with your time.
Yeah.
So let's put something into practice to where you can make that time valuable.
And just to bring up a real life example, Terrance, of that, we're coaching a young man right now who wants to make X amount of dollars.
Correct.
And so we're walking him through the process of how he can do things. And so you mentioned to him can you have somebody else do that for you?
Yep.
He had never thought of that.
No, yeah, right.
Yeah, I could. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah, his response, it was funny, man, because I was like, wait a minute. I'm listening, and I go, wait a minute. If you don't have time, who else has time?
Yeah.
And then is there anyone around you that can help you do that? And that response, it was so funny, man, because it just hit him like a ton of bricks. And he was like, I didn't know I can do that. That's basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
I didn't know I can have somebody do that. I'm like, yeah, anybody can do anything if you just ask them. You know what the scripture tells us? You have not because you ask not.
That's right.
That's it. You don't have it because you don't ask. Because some of us don't think to ask because of our limited belief or our limited mindset.
The light cut on when you said, he was like, oh, yeah, I can't, yeah.
Yeah.
And he named like 2 or 3 people after that.
Yep.
But the question, the vision, of the clarity that you saw, and then the crossroad that he was at and the struggle that he was going through helped you to see, okay, let me inquire if he can outsource this.
Right.
And it worked out for him.
And that would save a lot of people problems, to be honest, if you just learn how to outsource things. And people do gladly do things for free.
That's right. That's true.
Because they have time to give, and they don't have money to give. They don't have all these things to give, especially these material things, but they do have time, because time is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a commodity that we take for granted. But if people have time to give, then you can ask them to do some things for you, and they'll gladly do them. And even if you don't like the outcome, or you do, the point is that now you built it in your mind to where you can ask and you can outsource these things.
Right. What about consider hiring a life coach when you've tried to make changes independently, but you haven't succeeded?
That's where we fell in, man.
Yes.
That's us all the way. We've tried to make these changes in-house, by ourselves. We had some success, but not the success that we needed or we wanted to see.
Right.
Just a little bit. Like I said, we down by 100, man. We got 15 points on the board, but
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now Terrance is shooting the threes.
Yeah, right. It's just jacking up stuff, man. Just praying that it goes in. And John was like, you know what? Time out. Let's reevaluate, because we haven't saw the success that we needed. We've been in this game. How long I've been coaching? No, together we got what, over 20 years?
Yeah.
20 years experience of coaching right there. But you would think in a month or two we would have some success or great success. No.
Yeah.
Because we've been doing these things independently. This is an area in which we didn't know how it would work out, how it would work out for us, right? As soon as we jumped in it. So yeah, we definitely, man, we're like, let's do it.
Yeah. We had the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
We were doing it not according to knowledge.
That's it. That's it. All right. So then now, how do I know I need a life coach?
Okay. So I go back to earlier when I thought it was too big for me. We mentioned the big one, Terrance, and a lot of people in this, the feeling of being stuck.
Yeah.
The feeling of being stuck, man. And that can be depressing. The feeling of being unmotivated, uninspired. It can literally leave. I read this book one time where this guy was, he was a doctor, and I mentioned this on another podcast. He was a doctor, but he wanted to drive a truck.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that guy, yeah.
And he was at the point of suicide.
Mm-hmm.
That can do that to you, man. We don't know what drives people, what motivates them, what inspires them. And so that feeling of stuck can just bring on depression, man. And he was trying to achieve something that was put on him by his parents and his grandparents or whatever. So that feeling of stuck is one of the reasons that you know that you you know you need a life coach. Is another one I'll throw in there is lacking confidence.
Yeah.
Or self-discipline. You know, like if we think back to the days, maybe you had an older brother and somebody was bullying you, and you didn't have no confidence to fight.
Yeah.
Till the older brother came around.
That's right.
He gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
Your self-esteem just rose. Yeah. And when somebody has gone before and knows what to do and know how to do it, you can get confidence in yourself. Again, folks, you're going to end up doing the work. You're going to tell yourself what your coach is telling you.
Right.
You can do it. You're going to celebrate the wins. So you're going to be in between the sessions coaching yourself.
Sure will.
You're going to have the self-discipline, which you might lack at that point. And one of the other areas where you might see that you need a coach. Lacking of discipline, lacking of self-confidence, feeling stuck, unmotivated.
That's right.
What you think?
Man, you hit something so hard, man, because this is dealing with men, all right? I know women are listening, and if you got your husbands, your boyfriends, or whatever it is like that, just please pay attention to this because this is so important. Studies have shown that lack of confidence can enlarge your prostate.
So you mean to tell me we don't need eugenics?
You don't need eugenics. It's confidence. That's it. Because if you have confidence, that prostate, especially when it comes to cancer or whatnot, it start to shrink, right? Because you have confidence, and then now that testosterone level rises, and that's all it is. It's just an imbalance of hormones.
Right.
But with confidence, men are naturally confident.
Man, you know, Terrance, years ago, I read a study that said they tested like some basketball teams. And the team that won the game had the highest amount of testosterone.
Confidence.
Now, folks, we're not doctors. We're not telling you to go get some testosterone boosters.
No.
But there is something physiological, is what you're saying.
Most definitely.
To having confidence and have somebody that can believe in you, hold you accountable, celebrate with you, and walk you to the other side of the bridge to help get that confidence.
You've seen it. I've seen couples, man, and you're one of them who, when the wife builds that confidence in the husband, that husband and that's is something so powerful. It's not funny to me because he knows where he's going. She knows where they're going.
Yes.
They're in the car, they moving, man, and you can tell they on the mission.
Yes.
Why? Because she's building that confidence. Now, what does it look like? She's telling him how much she appreciates him. She's telling him how much she loves him providing, right? Same thing as men and women, right? Men need to do the same thing with their wives. I'm not making this a one-sided thing, but I'm just saying building confidence in that spouse, in that loved one, would actually help drive, just something so, man. But I want to get into another one here because we talked about why do you need a coach? Well, if you feel or if you know that you're procrastinating or you're feeling overwhelmed, procrastination right there, that was me. All right, I want to put this off because I got this to do. But then when you put it off, you never come back.
Right.
You know how many books I got that are not finished and unread because of procrastination?
Yes.
Open up the book. Oh, here's that bookmark I was looking for.
Yeah.
And you go back to that page and you start to read it and like, oh, okay, this is where I left off. Oh, okay, all right. So now it's starting to come back to me. So we naturally procrastinate on anything. I don't care what it is. Don't think that, I don't procrastinate. Look at any area of your life. I guarantee you'll find it. So this is when you need to consider hiring that coach because that coach helps you either with your time, procrastination, or just comes out with that plan to help you not procrastinate.
And look how all these kind of, one can feed the other. Yeah. So procrastination can lead to lack of confidence.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like and then that can lead to feeling stuck.
Yes.
Or being unmotivated. So now you have built a limiting belief. You start saying, I'll never get that done. Why start? See what I'm saying?
Right.
It steamrolls. Yeah. And we don't think about that. We don't think that one thing can affect the other. You know, where like we should train our children, man, to finish doing things. Right. Don't let it just hang out. You know, but what we're dealing with is when we're adults and we're still doing that, we need some help.
Yes, we do. it's going to look like that all throughout your life, especially bleeding into relationships.
Yeah.
You leave some things inside relationships just unfinished.
That's right.
It's horrible.
It bleeds into all areas of life, man. And let's just ask this probing question to our folks. Is your life filled with broken promises, unfinished projects, procrastination, and unmotivation?
Yes.
Then it's time to reach out and get help.
Right.
And we're not just talking about business goals, health goals. This just might be life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired, John, of not finishing. I know a guy, he told me, he said, man, I've never finished a book in my life.
See?
Just think about that, man. And that's not true because you made it through school.
Right.
But that's where his mindset is.
Mm-hmm.
And so what does that lead to now? Well, ain't no sense in me reading.
Mm.
Knowledge is power, right?
Yes, it is.
Contained in books. And I think where he's at in his life, he's probably not doing that anymore. But I'm just saying, to even have that come out of your mouth, man, that's speaking to something a little deeper. It's like, I don't finish nothing. It ain't just books I don't finish.
Well, if he read our book, he gonna finish it.
That's right.
That's what we're getting into. We are actually writing a book right now.
Yes.
John and I are becoming authors, so we are going to take all of our knowledge, our experience, and put it in the book for you guys to help you, one, get unstuck, two, find out where you are in life. Where you currently, where you at? What's that mindset like?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a 30-year-old who feels like life is carrying you everywhere? Or are you just that 55-year-old who's trying to start a new career? So our book is actually going to help you coach yourself.
Deal with those issues. Let's deal with the last one, Terrance.
So last one is, how often will I need a life coach? Will I need one every day, John?
I'm going to say it depends. Depends on the level of what you're trying to do, how fast you want to get there. You can do a weekly or bi-weekly session. That's more intense. That's for rapid progress. You might want to do a monthly session, which is suitable for ongoing guidance and accountability. Mm-hmm. And actually, you can continue. You can either do short-term coaching, which is just for a time.
Right.
Or you can do long-term. Some people actually do coaching. They see coaching as a necessary part of their lives. They're ongoing.
Right.
And so they continue to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can work that out with basically making your self-assessment and then getting with the coach. It doesn't just have to be us. It could be somebody else. But finding a coach that could help you walk through even starting the sessions and what those look like.
Yeah. Now, short term, if you need a few months, that's just to help you challenge or tackle like specific goals. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's nothing really major, but to you it is, because you feel like you're already on track. You feel like you are making progress, but you hit some obstacles or some roadblocks on the way, and you notice that you're having a few setbacks. Then short-term coaching is good. But for you right now, if you're really stuck in a rut, you have no support, and that development is not happening, you're going to need some long-term.
Yeah.
You got a lot of things to get through. So that long-term, I mean, what did we get? We only had short-term, right? We had short-term because we were on progress, right? We were putting some points on the board, but was it a 30-second timeout?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need a full timeout, that's long-term.
We're shooting threes. We need to do some layups.
Yeah, 30 seconds, coach. We need 30 seconds, ref. But yeah. So now, monthly sessions here, I think that's what we're doing with the one that we're coaching, right?
Yeah. Actually, we're kind of doing by I don't know what the phrase is for like twice a month. Is that semi-monthly, bi-month? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of like twice a month we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a college student, so he's, his time is all over the place right now. He's taking classes and stuff, but generally it's twice a month.
Mm-hmm. But he wants rapid progress because he's trying to get to he wants to build up his monthly income.
Right.
Especially as a college student, which makes sense for a lot of college students.
Yeah.
While they're in college. And there are ways in which you can do that. And I do know, watching one of the documentaries on student loans, there was a young lady. She was hustling, man, trying to get these scholarships to the point where she got $1 million in scholarships. Her school was paid for.
Wow.
She dedicated her time to get scholarships. That was her job. And it paid off.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine she has some money left over.
Yeah, went to school for free, right? No problem. $1 million. $1 million.
So, in a nutshell, folks, we went through the why, the what, the how, the when, the how often.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you can find a lot of good life coaches out there. What we bring to the table is a 2-on-1 approach. Where you usually get a 1-on-1, or may not get the person that you signed up for.
Right.
You're going to get Terrance and John if you go with our coaching program. Mm-hmm. And our goal is to help you succeed. We don't see it as success if you don't.
Correct.
You know, if you don't succeed, we really haven't done our job. Mm-hmm. That's the way we look at it. We take it that seriously. We're not saying we're the end all be all either. Sometimes it's because people make choices, things do not work out.
Right.
So we got to live in reality. But our heart, soul, and mind is dedicated to making sure our folks reach the goals that they want to achieve.
Now let's I know someone would ask right now, I know probably someone who's listening, well, why would I hire you guys? Why? What makes you guys special? From everything that I've been hearing throughout social media, throughout YouTube ads, hire a coach, right? Mm-hmm. Why you guys?
Why us, Terrance? Mm-hmm. Well, our name is Rated XYZ. Mm-hmm. We have a unique look into Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. You actually work on the educational level with Gen X. You do Gen X through Gen Z?
Both. Yeah.
I actually am in the corporate world with a whole different viewpoint, skill set, and we bring that together to make this 2-on-1 coaching program a success for you.
Right.
So our uniqueness is in the two worlds that we live in. Actually, I'm going to say the third one is the spiritual world. So we've got a 3-tier approach of educational, corporate, spiritual that we actually bring to the table. And all that 20 years of combined experiences that we've gone through, we bring that to make you a success.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then we also bring mentoring to it as well. So a lot of coaches do not mentor. Right. Some just don't. They don't offer that because it's just something separate, or some just don't know how to do it. But again, John and I, with that 20 years experience combined, is that he's mentor on his side and I have too on mine. So we know what that looks like, even to the point where we still have relationships with some of the people that we've coached and some of the people that we mentor. Point blank, right in front of us. John has mentored me. So the relationships that we continue to have through over, our lifespan, it's not going anywhere.
That's right.
So if you choose us as coaches, you also get mentors as well.
That's right.
So that's the beauty of it.
We appreciate it.
Yes, it's fun, man. Like, it really is.
Yes, it is.
I got some students, man. Like, we go at it in the classroom. Not negative, but on some positive things when it comes to life. So they're all having fun. Like we as instructors, we get our 4-week review, which is done through surveys in the classroom. So the students are actually filling out these surveys and they make comments. So the president sent, because he was looking at surveys, so he sent me an email with what people were saying about me in my classroom. And one said this. He was like, I enjoy Mr. Jefferson's classroom because he teaches life. That's what he says. That's what he says. He says he teaches life. I go, man, I got that. I appreciate that. Let's go. I teach life. They're young adults. Like what you said, Gen Z.
Yeah.
I love Gen Z. They remind me a lot of me at that age. But they have more wisdom. In other words, they're trying to figure out life. I wasn't trying to figure out life at that age. They're trying to figure it out. They go, man, Mr. J, man, I don't get it, man. Why does this keep happening to me, man? And we're talking and then looking at those gaps. I point something out and he goes, I ain't never seen that. I go, you don't see that how you wake up, you say this and say that? No, man. I said, what'd you say this morning when you woke up? I said this. See? How do I fix it? Just change it. Say I am this instead of I am, you know what I mean?
Right.
So just change that mindset. So different student in the classroom. Different in my class. I'm dead serious. More confident. Changed him. More confident now when he comes to lab.
Just from that one little tweak.
That was it.
Yes.
And I tell him, day one, when y'all come in here, y'all text. So don't think that you need to be working at McDonald's and struggling with all that other stuff. Get in the mindset now that who you are. As a man thinketh, so is he.
That's right.
You don't have to wait till you get that job to be in that profession.
That's right.
You are. You're studying that profession now, so you are. If you're a doctor, if you're going to school for a doctor, you are a doctor. Don't wait till that piece of paper defines you. You are a doctor.
Right.
Change the mindset.
Come on, folks.
So this is what you're going to get.
That's right.
When you hire us as coaches.
As he thinks in his heart, you're going to think different.
That's right.
Well, we're going to close it up, folks. We appreciate your time. Go visit our website at ratedxyz.net. There are some resources on there. One is the limited beliefs assessment. Really, really encourage you to download that and go through it. You are going to be challenged. We're telling you that right now.
That's it.
Some of it is going to be a little painful, but in a good way. It's like lifting weights. And share it.
Yes.
And then you can download the life balance assessment. And then if you feel so inclined and you've gotten something out of this podcast and you feel a need for life coaching from Rated XYZ Life Coaching, give us a call or email us rather at johnbarnett@ratedxyz.net
and Terrance J @ratedxyz.net.
And we want you to do all the things that you get tired of hearing. Share, like, subscribe. Let this message go far and wide. This is helping people, folks. We're seeing it real time.
That's right.
This is not theory. This is stuff that we know for certain.
Sure.
All right? We benefited from it, and we've seen others benefit from it as well.
And I do want to add, when you go and take that assessment and those assessments, feel free to email us your results.
Yes.
You can do that. Email us your results, and we can discuss them. We can do a free consultation.
Absolutely.
Email us those results.
Absolutely. We're signing out. Peace out.